Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Diallo, and this is a guide to your after 101 class in case you missed any of the classes, and just to put you on the right track. The course itself is titled Contemporary Health Issues, and popularly known as AFE 101. We're starting with the first lecture today, and you have the title being Concept of Health Education and Awareness. With a background in health biology and what have you in secondary school, you should have an idea of what health is, probably health education. And the only new concept which you might not have too much knowledge will be awareness, but I know some of you might have idea of that already. Now let's go to the concept of health. Now the World Health Organization describe health as what? A state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now, what does this imply? This implies that for any individual to say he or she is healthy, according to the World Health Organization, he must be physically fit, mentally alert, mentally stable, socially well adjusted to the community, and at the same time there is absence of disease in such individual. It is almost impossible to have all these attributes, but at the same time health is regarded to as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So now the ideal person who is in this kind of state is impossible to get, like I just said now. Now certain factors affect this, and what are those factors? Take for example age. When somebody is growing older, there is tendency that he might not be as healthy as when he was quite younger. You have the heredity. Some people could have inherited one or two genes from their parents or from their great grandparents, and one way or the other it could affect their health status. You also have the environment. Somebody who lives in a polluted environment is likely to be infested by mosquitoes and what have you, compared to somebody who probably lives in an estate area. So environment could affect, and many other such factors. Now, what are all these factors makes it difficult to see such an ideal human being? So are we now saying that health is not possible? No, that is not the point. The point is World Health Organization has then described health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Now, this course is going to help you to understand more about health and just be open-minded, and you understand that health is something that we all have and we all should know more about. Now, another definition was given by Ottawa. It says health is a capacity to lead a satisfying life, fulfill ambition, and accommodate changes. Now, you can't compare these two definitions, but the fact remains that it is still talking about health. What do I mean? Health is robust, and you have a lot of subheadings and a lot of things that attribute to come together to be called health. Just like when I was talking about the definition, I mentioned mental status, but as far as the mental is concerned, you have variation to it as well. So it's the rate at which you can talk about health is quite high, as in you have a lot of things you can talk about when it comes to health. Now, health is what specific to person's life. That is, it is personal. If you do not brush your teeth, you will live with it. And you have it being dynamic or ever changing. Every now and then, there are one or two things that comes into health, and that is why you can never say that a disease cannot exist again. There was a time in Nigeria we talk about guinea worm. Now, if you tell anybody that does he know about guinea worm, they will tell you, I'm not sure. But the fact remains that health could be dynamic. Now, it's holistic, not simply the absence of disease. It's a holistic in nature, as in it has a lot of embodiment that makes it a big entity on its own. Now, I have related to quality of someone's life. If somebody is not healthy, you would know, and at the same time, the way of life of that individual would not be as good as somebody who has good health. It's possible that the fellow might not be able to meet up with some other challenges which he usually meet up with once that person is not having a good health. Now, you have multidimensional, it has different dimensions, you have different units to it, and quite a lot. Then, related to person's ability to cope with the challenges of change. If you are not able to cope with whatever changes that has to do with health, then it's possible that that fellow could go with it. What I mean by go with it? If somebody is telling you that you have to use your face mask to prevent a particular disease and you said no, then you are not ready to cope with it, and the challenges, or let me say whatever comes out of it, that individual will also live with it. Now, for this course again, I would like to inform you that most of the exam you'll be having will come in objectives, so some of these definitions could come handy if you actually have a knowledge of it. Now, I have the Joint Committee on Health Education. Now I'm no longer on health, we're on health education now. The Joint Committee on Health Education and Promotion Terminology 2001 defined health education as what? Any combination of planned learning experience based on sound theories that provide individuals, groups, and communities the opportunity to acquire information and the skills needed to make quality health decisions. Now, there are a lot of words used here, but don't be scared, it is quite simple. Now, let's take it little by little. Now, you have any combination of planned learning experience. So, health education could be planned experience. And now it now said any combination. So that means that for any specialist or anybody to rise up and say, okay, let's have this particular teaching for a set of people, then it could be revised to as health education. So it's any combination, which means that whatever can be combined together to give an information to a set of people. That's what that side is saying. Any combination of planned learning experience, somebody planned that learning activities. It's not just a random learning, it is planned. So based on what? Sound theories. Now the sound theory there means that it has been tested and approved. What do I mean? If somebody is being bitten by a mosquito, what happened? You know that this fellow is most likely to have malaria. It has been proved and tested. Now, the sound theory is not just something that somebody just pick up and say, okay, tomorrow, if you do this and that. No, it has been observed and it has been confirmed that when this happens, this is likely to follow. So let's take it from the beginning again. Any combination of planned learning experience based on sound theories that have been proved. Now, that provide individual. That means that those learning experience is supposed to provide individuals, groups, and communities the opportunity to acquire information. So in the long run, all the sound theory were combined together to provide information for a group, individual, or community, and give them the opportunity to acquire what information and the skill needed to make quality health decisions. So in the long run, after such individual has been given this set of information, he is expected to make quality health decisions. Just referring back to the previous slide that talks about health being personal. If somebody teach you that you have to do this and that, when an information is given, it is expected that you use it to make quality health decisions. So by practicalizing whatever you have learned or you have been given as an information. Now, the World Health Organization defined health education as what? Remember, the first definition was also defined by World Health Organization. Now, they also define health education. It's not only health they also define health education. And they say it's comprising of consciously constructed opportunity for learning involving some forms of communication designed to improve health literacy, including improving knowledge and developing life skills which are conducive to individuals and community health. In the long run, World Health Organization, it's a big body that they oversees a lot of health issues in the whole world, and therefore it will be a slap on their face if they do not have any theory or any information, both health education and what have you, all that has to do with health. So World Health Organization comes with a lot of theories, just like we talked about some theories, and when they come up with such theories as well, people tend to accept it based on the fact that a lot of professionals are involved with the organization. Now, concept of wellness according to Faye, Insel, and Rhodes, 2003, described the situation where person rise above their physical, mental, or social limitation to live rich, meaningful, and vital lives. Now, the fact about wellness is that if you are going to talk about wellness, you could say it's a new concept as far as health is concerned, because it has a lot to do with health, more or less like talking about making health more like using health, more like, I'll put it this way, more like making health dynamic. What do I mean? Wellness is like when you're putting health in a moving state. Now, remember that we talked about health being a state, but wellness has a lot to do with not that person's particular state at that point in time, but how he continues to live a healthy life over a period of time. Now, it says wellness implies that though one might have one form of disease or infirmity, he is still able to perform his daily tasks while striving to achieve the ideal health status of the World Health Organization. Now, this makes wellness a dynamic and an individualized process. So, if we're talking about wellness, it encompasses periods of time. So, in the case of health, they are measuring you based on the particular moment that, okay, this person is healthy, but wellness has to do with the practicality of what you have over a period of time. And you have it, again, it says wellness in an individual enables such individual to perform its normal daily tasks despite the presence of an infirmity. Now, it could therefore be summarized that while health is an ideal end worth of achievement, wellness is a process of reaching the ideal state called health. So, it is like a senior border to health. Now, wellness is defined as a lifelong process that at any given time produces a positive state of personal well-being, feeling good about yourself, possessing optimal physical, psychological, and social functioning, with the ability to control and minimize both internal and external risk factors. So, we have gone through 3 concept now. We talked about health, we talked about health education, and we also talked about awareness. Just to complete on awareness, say further still, awareness is a process rather than a goal. It implies a choice, a way of life. It means integrating the body, mind, and spirit. It symbolizes acceptance of you. It suggests that what you believe, feel, and do has influence on your health. However, it does not imply that we make the best choice in every situation. So now let's look at one or two other charts so that we can have some other benefit, some other knowledge of it. Now, as far as illness is concerned, the extreme of the negative health is illness, and the positive side, which is awareness. So you do not want to fall towards the illness side, but towards the awareness side. So the state at which that individual falls in will determine how healthy you can call that individual. Now, years of healthy life. Now, this is like a chart just showing us that human beings are supposed to live at least almost 70 years a healthy life. So if we have somebody who is probably 40, 45, or 50 and is not too healthy, then years of healthy life is not too good. And therefore, it is most likely that the individual might not be able to reach a 100 plus, because your years of healthy life should still continue till around 70. Then you have the total lifespan there being 77.4. So that means that this is just like a summary. It doesn't make it a perfect scene. What do I mean? It's possible that somebody might not to be healthy and he might be given maybe an operation, maybe a medication, and the person could get healed and it will come back to good health later on. But the fact remains that once you enjoy close to 70 years of good health before you start living probably probably an unhealthy life. Now, Healthy People 2010 goal for the nation says increase the span of health life, eliminate health discrepancy, increase access to information and service for all people. Now, the dimension of health and wellness, the negative side and the positive side. Now, you have emotional to mental. One could be depressed or could be happy. You have intellectual. Either you are ignorant or informed. You have physical. Either you are unfit or you are fit. You social. Either you are lonely or you are involved. Spiritual, unfulfilled or fulfilled. And total outlook, you have negative and positive. Now, achieving wellness. Wellness is a product of healthy lifestyle, just like fitness is a product of regular exercise. Now, what this is just saying is that there's no way you can have a good lifestyle without having wellness in you. So you have to have wellness in you to be able to produce a good lifestyle. Or you cannot have fitness without having regular exercise. So if you practice a good lifestyle, you have wellness in you, and if you practice regular exercise, you could get fit as well. Wellness reflects how one feels about life, as well as one's ability to function effectively. Now, achieving wellness, you have the optimal health model there. You can just go through this at your own free period. Then you have factor influencing health, wellness, and fitness. You have the healthy lifestyle, all that you should do, and what it will produce, wellness, physical fitness, all under health. Then you have some other attribute affecting it from another angle. Those stand as other factors. Remember at the beginning we talked about heredity, environment. Now you have poor medical care also coming in. Another factor you might consider there could also be age as well. Benefit of living a wellness life. The National Wellness Institute 1997 outlined various wellness benefits according to National Wellness Institute. A wellness lifestyle offers the following benefits: increases energy level and productivity at work and school. Somebody is healthy, he would have energy to do work. Decreases abstinence from school and work. When there is adequate health, an individual is unlikely to be absent in school. It is somebody that is sick that will be informed that you can't go to school or work today. Now, decreases recovery time after illness and injury. Somebody who has a good health status and probably one way or the other falls sick, he is likely to come up from the illness as soon as possible. Now you have supply the body with proper nutrients. When somebody has a good wellness life, the body is well nourished. Now it improves awareness of personal needs and the way to meet them. Your personal life would also improve. Personal hygiene will be observed and one would live and enjoy himself better. Expand and develop intellectual ability. The brain itself could be affected when the health status has a lot to do with the mental, and at the end of the day the intellectual ability could be low because of the fact that the individual himself is not healthy mentally. Now increases the ability to communicate emotions to others and to act assertively rather than aggressively or passively. Now promote the attitude that life's difficulties are challenges and opportunity rather than overwhelming threat. You don't need to be overwhelmed with whatever difficulties, as they always come and go. Increases ability to cope with stress and resist depression. You don't want to allow stress to bring about depression in you, because people are likely to bring up stress in one way or the other to you. It could be friends, it could be from any angle, and it could be you bringing stress on yourself. But do not let it lead to depression. Instead, understand that life itself is stress, and you can only overtake it by not being depressed with whatever it gives to you. If it gives you a negative, you come up with positive to overcome it as well. Improve the cardiorespiratory system, especially when you embrace the physical areas of it. Your internal organs function better. Increases muscle tone, strength, flexibility, and endurance. Just like I just explained, the muscles, strength, and flexibility are all well improved. Now you have improved physical appearance. Somebody who is not healthy, you can sometimes predict them even by looking at them. Now help prevent or delay the premature onset of some forms of chronic diseases. It's possible as well that some diseases could also be reduced based on the fact that you practice a healthy lifestyle. Regulate and improve overall body functions. There is no way your body will not function well if you embrace wellness. Promote self-confidence. People who are healthy always have a kind of confidence towards whatever they are doing. Now delays the aging process. It is only when you do not embrace a healthy life that the aging process comes early. Now promote social awareness and the ability to reach out to understand and care about others. Now that's the end for the lectures. We would go to the next lecture, but before then, always try as much as possible to go over your lecture one after the other, as sometimes the definitions you have there are likely going to be a key point to your objective questions. I hope that you've been able to pick one or two definitions from all that have been said so far, and I hope that you've been able to embrace some of the concepts in the long run. you would find it easier if you also attend the lecture as well. Thank you.